He's back! He's back!
He's not back.
He's back!
Hi guys, FingersCrossed here for the first time in 3 months. Before we get onto the content of the video, I'll need to make a few announcements beforehand. So if you want to skip ahead to just the deck profile, please skip ahead to when I start showing cards on screen. If you're here for me, however, the reason I haven't updated anything in 3 months or uploaded anything is simply I broke the software I was using. I had to have about 7 phone calls to America because I broke the software, and the creator of the software himself contacted me to find out what had happened to it. It is still not fixed. I broke a multi-million company by making card game videos. Go me. Since then, I've been playing a few remote draws. That's what you can see in front of you. I've got a few prizes from some of the stuff I did manage to attend. I attended both extravaganzas. One of them I attended with Mermail for giggles. The other one I took Eldritch Dragoon, which is the most boring deck I've ever played in my life. Other things I've been up to, if you go across to FingersCrossed channel, link will be in the description. I've been playing a nostalgic sealed only series with him. Please go check that out. It's basically us having a bit of a laugh. He is a smaller YouTuber than me. He's still learning some things like editing and basically how to promote himself. So if you can go and give him some love from me, that'd be really great, guys. Any support is well appreciated. We actually also managed to reach 500 subs, and this is our 101th video of the channel, so congrats to us. Thank you all for coming and watching. What this now means, hopefully, is I will be able to bring you a video once again every week, either a deck profile or some sort of deck combo based video that I've used to be able to do. If you're new to the channel, thank you for subscribing. In the meantime, I'm sorry I've been away. Hopefully, if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to take them. I have a lot of decks, and I just want to see what people want me to build, really. So for the deck we're showcasing today, we are playing 50 card Pendulum. I wanted to play Pendulum for a long time. Unfortunately, VFD was around, which stopped us from playing the deck, really. Unfortunately, Electromite didn't come back. We did get a few toys back. Ignista, not really that useful for the mainstream Pendulum build. However, I just really wanted to play Pendulum. It started off as a 60 card build. I was playing the Dragoon engine, I was playing Dragon Slayers, I was playing my own little spice, if you will. It was a bit too bricky, so now it's a 50 card build. I have looked at other builds online to base my ideas around. Shout outs to Just Drift basically for some of the combos he showed me, which is actually really cool, and I've managed to input them into my deck in my own style. So to start off with, we're playing 3 Abductor. This is probably like the best scale you can make, obviously, because it will search any Pendulum card in your deck. You can use it to search a Jackal, you can use search a Harmonize if you don't have it, there's things like that. 1 Servant, because Konami hates us. 2 Jackal King. We're playing 2 because 1, I kind of found it a little bit difficult, because sometimes you might draw or banish the Jackal and the Endymion Mighty Master, which is our next card, and then you wouldn't be able to resolve your Servant, which really sucks. So we're actually playing 2 Jackal, 1 Endymion. Extra engines, we're playing 3 Zephyrath, 2 Zephyr Nui, and 1 Zephyr Thuban. The Zephyr Thuban can be a bit annoying, because if you open the one game I did play at locals, or I completely bricked, I opened 2 Zephyrath, a Zephyr Nui, and a Zephyr Thuban, as well as I think one other card. That kind of sucked, because obviously you can't scale the Thuban, because then you're locked into Zephyr Pendulum summons. Same with the Zephyr Nui, so you only want to scale the Zephyrath, and if you open more than 1 Zephyrath, you can brick, because it can't be Pendulum summoned. It's a bit of a pain, however the payoff is really nice because it gives you the access to the counter trap, which will then obviously protect you from Dark Ruler no more. Next card, playing 3 Harmonized Magician, obviously to summon the 1 Black Fang or the 2 Purple Poison. Purple Poison is great because obviously on destruction it can pop a card, and if they negate and destroy it, you can pop another card anyway, so you're always going to be popping a card. This is your out to floodgates, basically. Black Fang is a really nice card. You can actually pop it in scale with other engines that will go on later to reborn something like the Endymion Mighty Master. I was playing Souls in this originally. I do have 3 Magician Souls. I've actually taken them out just because I found them actually bricky, believe it or not. There wasn't a lot of times I had spells in my hand that I wouldn't just rather activate than try and pitch to maybe draw some more cards. So yeah, we actually took Souls out, but you could, if you had Souls, play more Black Fangs. You can actually pop the Black Fang to summon back what you send with the Souls. There's a lot of fun things you can do with that. Extra engines. This is what turned heads at locals. At locals, people are always playing Pendulum, and then I'd go like Pendulum summon Zoo, and you'd be like, what are you playing? 1 Thoroughblade, 1 Whiptail. You could play 2 Whiptail just to, like, I don't know, get some more banish and things like that. I played one Thoroblade, one Whiptail, because the Thoroblade is a 1600 beater. It's a bit bigger. You can beat over certain things as well, which is really nice. The Whiptail you can also play 2, because obviously that is your banish effect, which is really nice. We're playing 1 Blue Boy just because it is incredibly searchable, and at 2 it kind of bricks. At 3 I don't really like it at all. So we're actually playing it as one of. Spells. 3 Oracle of Zephyr, 1 Terraforming. This gets you your Zephyr engine, which can also be accessed by Zephyr Providence. You're playing 7 ways to search Zephyr, which searches Zephyr Nui. The deck is very consistent. More search spells. We're playing 3 Spell Power Mastery. This searches your Servant. If you've already got the Servant, then you can search Endymion to get a high scale. More search cards. 3 Dual Alliance. This can search your Pendulum Call. At one point I was playing a, not a Luster Pendulum, I can't remember the other one. The normal Draco Slayer, because you can actually technically, if you have Pendulum Call, Dual Alliance to search the level 4 normal Draco Slayer, which is a level 4 extender. The other reason I was playing that level 4 was because you could also summon it off the Ignista Synchro and get like a Ignista plus Abyss Dweller. I'm not doing that anymore because I found the one normal monster a little bit bricky, and we were better off playing a second Jackal. And then finally, guys, for our spells, we're playing 1 Barrage and 3 Tenki for our like mainstream spells, as it were. Tenki searches obviously any of your zoo bits. Barrage is really nice because Barrage pop Black Fang, that's the combo we spoke about earlier, or you could go Trident pop Black Fang as well to get that recursion. Tenki is nice because it is also a face-up spell you can pop with Trident to go into some combos we'll do later on. So yeah guys, if you actually have a look, we're playing 19 search spells. This makes the deck incredibly consistent and also gets our spell counters going really quickly. This is why we're playing 50 cards, because we can play so many search spells, it doesn't really matter, we're playing over 40. It also means we're not drawing the bricks as often, so we won't draw the Black Fang or the Purple Poisons, we won't draw the Zephyr Fuban or the Zephyr Nuis, and we won't draw the traps that we are playing as well as often. To round out our spells, we're playing 3 Desires, 1 Upstart, 1 Into the Void. These are the basic standard go-to ratios of spells to draw in this deck. Desires is a bit iffy because you can obviously banish your Jackal Kings, but 2 free cards is really nice. It's a +1. Into the Void and Upstart are basically just another Upstart. 1 Zephyr Divine Strike. You search this with your Zephyr Nu, you get your counter trap protection against Dark Riddle no more. And then we're also playing 1 Zephyr War just as an extra Trident, so extra pop. Because if you have the Zephyr Divine Strike, or if you banish it off Desires, you can always search this to get the to get a pop as well. And if you're left with a Zephyr Providence, you can just Providence for one of these and get 2 as well, which is really nice. Onto the extra deck, we're playing 1 Gravity Controller because you can use the Zephyr Nu in extra deck to make this and make the Divine Strike live. IP to go into Appaloosa, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, deal with problem cards. Selene, we don't use Selene that often. Like I said, we're not playing Souls. Selene is actually cuttable in this deck. The only reason we're playing Selene is in those really niche scenarios where we need to bring back something from grave. 1 Appaloosa, 1 Borosword. If you have an access code, this should be an access code. I don't, so Borosword is what we're making do with. Basically no decay machine. The Selene into access code is also still a thing you could do, so that's another reason to play Selene. 1 Ignista is now at 3, but unfortunately we're just playing the 1. It is an ulti, which is nice, but I'm not going to play 2 more ulti. Spin back a card by popping a scale. If you pop like a Purple Poison, that's also really nice. 1 Abyss Dweller, also an ulti. This is the main aim in the game. We can just make a free Abyss Dweller with like harmonizing. 1 Baguska, Plan B, Trident, Chakanine, Tiger, Bulbo, Zeus. The Zoo Engine's really nice. We can actually use the Zoo Engine to make an extender and plus a Trident going first, or if you're going second, there's nothing wrong with just normal summoning a Zoo, making Bulbo, and then go battle phase, because it makes them have to put a response in, and if you can't have a response, they just wipe their board. Which is a big thing with Pendulum. It struggles to go second, especially against trap decks, and this will bait out and into at least 1 interruption, which is really nice. The cool thing I want to talk about before we go on any further to the side deck is actually a small combo you can just do with the Zoodiac engine. So imagine you've got the rest of your cards in hand and things like this, and you've like Tenki search for a Thoroblade. This is just something else you can pop. We'll get onto that later on. So you've still got your other Pendulum combo. You can normal the Thoroblade. Make a Trident. You can know Trident immediately pop going first. Pop the Zephyr or the Tenki if you if you have it, just to get rid of a card and get a Zoo Engrave. You can then go Chak effect, summon back the Trident because you have a Zoo Engrave. You then go Tiger Mortar F, attach the Thoroblade. So your Trident is still live for their turn going first because they're going second, and you actually now have a Tiger Mortar, which is free link material to go with using things like IP. So you'll actually normally end on like an IP because you use a Zephyr Nu and whatever, a Dweller, a Trident, and like the Tiger Mortar, and then in their turn you can make the Dweller plus the Tiger Mortar plus the IP into an Appaloosa, as well as your trap cards. It's quite nice. It's a free Dryden and a free extender off of just one zoo card. As long as you have something face up to pop. You can also pop, like you said, the Black Fang, which will reborn something from your graveyard. Finally then, our side deck, playing 3 Dark Ruler No More. No VFD means this card is actually good again. Basically just Dragon Link board, no Dragoon, no anything else you really want to think about. 3 Evenly to punish those monkey people. 3 Lance, yeah, we're siding it just because it's a really good card this format. Probably the best hand trap in my opinion, because it stops Dino, stops Dragon Link, and stops Shaddoll Invoked. It's just a good hand trap. Unfortunately, because we're playing 50 cards, we won't see him as often, but that's the price we pay. 3 Denko, drop this at locals on a Shaddoll player. It was quite funny. 1 red reboot, 1 eccentric, and 1 Exciton. Eccentric is basically a searchable MST because you can use it with eccentric. You can also pop a monster if you use it on field effect. It's quite nice. A Zephyr Exciton is basically the same thing as a searchable pop with the Zephyr engine. Right, guys, what we'll do now is we'll actually do a quick test hand just to show you some of the combos you can do. I only do 1 test hand just to see how our deck performs. A random test hand, so we're going blind like we would be going into a match. We'll assume we won the dice roll, and we'll also assume our opponent's playing something with no hand traps, just so I can actually show you the full combos rather than trying to simulate going for a hand trap. Alright, so split and then cut after shuffling, and draw 5. Abductor, Pencall, Endymion, Zephyr, and Upstart. This is a really nice hand. So obviously we're going to scale the Abductor, and we're gonna shoot off an Upstart as well, just to see straight away what we draw. We draw a Jackal King, and that's going to put the Abductor on 1 counter. We're then actually going to Pendulum Call, send the Endymion, because we won't really be able to use it that much, to be honest. And we'll have a Spell Trap Negate provided by the Zephyr. And with the Pencall, we'll search a Harmonizing, and we will search a Black Fang. The only problem is we haven't had access to our Zoo engine, which is a bit of a pain. However, we can still make a semi-nice board with at least 2 interruptions and an Abyss Dweller. Ideally, we want to open up more search cards than this, unfortunately. So we're then going to activate the Zephyr, and we're going to go Zephyr effect to send. This is also going to put the Abductor onto 2 counters. And we're going to send the Zephyr Nui. I'll shuffle that in a minute. We're then going to Pendulum summon 4 cards. So we'll get the Zephyr Nui, the Harmonizing, the Black Fang, and the Jackal. Yes, this does mean we are open to Nibiru, but unfortunately that's just something that happens when you play Pendulum. If we open Servant, we could protect ourselves. That's going to trigger the Harmonizing and the Zephyr Nui. So we go Zephyr Nui, Chain Link 1, Harmonizing, Chain Link 2. Because we already have level 4, we can chain block. We don't really need the Harmonizing to resolve. So Harmonizing will get us a Purple Poison. And then there's the Zephyr Nui. We're actually going to search a Zephyr Providence in this case. Why? Because we can put a scale then on Jackal King for a negate. But so we don't need them to activate a spell first. We're then going to activate Zephyr Providence. That's going to put a 3rd counter on Abductor and 2 counters onto Jackal King. And we are going to use it to search a Divine Strike. The other nice thing about Divine Strike is it does mean also we have protection against Nib. Not Nib, sorry, Zeus. Because obviously if they go Zeus effect, we can Divine Strike it. They can't then chain the Zeus effect again because it is a counter spell and it is spell speed 3. We're then going to link the Black Fang and the Zephyr Nui into an IP. We're going to overlay these. We'll play around Mech Knights, why not, for an Abyss Dweller. We're going to remove the 3 counters from Abductor just to search something playable for next turn. So we'll search an Harmonizing. We do still have a Purple Poison in deck. And then we'll set the Divine Strike, and that'll be our end board. So we'd actually have 1 Monster Negate, no Graveyard, an Omni Negate, and we can IP into Unicorn, pitch the Harmonizing for a bit of swap removal, protection against Zeus, and protection against like a Dragon Link. We can interrupt Dragon Link combat that way. If we don't need to IP, then we can keep, obviously, the Harmonizing for next turn. Anyway guys, that is just a combo off of quite a bad hand now I think about it. We didn't have any zoo access, we didn't actually open enough draw or spell cards to really get enough spell counters to keep going. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again next time.